the natural progression is CopsDirect.org. CopsDirect.org. Talk to us about this, please.
Well, with 7 years of Troops Direct and having it running so efficiently, we said now is the time to run simultaneously CopsDirect.org. And we've been doing a lot of research, years of research on this. And we found that there are many police departments locally and around the nation that are so underfunded, Brian, and I want your listeners to hear this. Police departments are hosting barbecues, bake sales, and car washes to fund things like first responder medical supplies that our cops would carry, or body cameras, or canine equipment, because they can't fund it. So they are literally doing barbecues and the like in order to get this equipment that they need. And that's where Cops Direct is now stepping in and getting our patrolmen and everybody else the stuff that they can't get. And we launched this just after the first of the year officially. And already, Brian, we have supplied over 1,200 first responder kits, which is like first aid kits that when a patrolman shows up to a shooting or a car accident, or if that patrolman is wounded himself, and before the paramedics can get there, they've got all the equipment they need in order to, help them and their citizenry. Same with body cameras. We've already done search and rescue helmets for many departments around the nation.
It boggles me. It's just like with our military and now with the police. It's amazing how these municipalities don't supply some of the basics that these guys need on a day-to-day basis. That boggles my mind. Thank God for CopsDirect.org.
Well, the thing is also, thank you, but you look at San Francisco or Oakland or LA or any of these big departments, and their funding comes from a lot of different places. It can come from grants, it can come from local revenue.
Right.
But a lot of the departments, the average department truly, Brian, relies on the meter maid to write the tickets to fund the police department.
Right.
That's how it works in a lot of places. And with the active shooters out there, with a lot of the mass casualty situations,
right,
with the cutbacks in fire and medical, police officers are having to do more with less. The body camera issue is one where, whether you like cops or you don't like cops, the body camera is an important thing for them to have.
Yes.
And a lot of departments just can't afford it. We're stepping in and making sure as a nonprofit that they have what they need so they can protect themselves and the citizens in their jurisdiction. And just like Troops Direct, Brian, we're doing it for free to those departments.
Yeah, and I know your heart with Troops Direct. It started just because you so appreciated the work that our military does, and I know your heart regarding Cops Direct. You're so appreciative of our police, our law enforcement, our first responders, and that's why you put together CopsDirect.org. And
right.
My guess is with Cops Direct, it's going to be just like Troops Direct. You are one of those great charities, so to speak, that makes sure that the lion's share of the money goes right to program fulfillment. I mean, that's what you've done with Troops Direct. I'm assuming it's going to be the same with Cops Direct.
Absolutely. And I'll comment on that for just 1 second. We have a budget set up with Troops Direct where literally less than 4% goes to administrative expenses.
Wow.
Less than 4%.
Man.
And with Cops Direct now, we're going to share a lot of synergies. So even more of every dollar is going to go to help the troops and the cops. They're separate organizations, but we share internet connections and phone lines and
Sure.
office space.
Sure.
But just like Troops Direct, what we're going to be able to do is, let's say a Ferguson happens, or another San Bernardino shooting, or if Ann Coulter were to speak in Berkeley tonight, and there was an issue that extended into the following day, we could supply law enforcement departments like that with whatever they needed literally the following morning, with any equipment they needed to protect the children in a school, or the families in the neighborhood that might be on lockdown,
Right.
or whatever. And so we're so excited about what Cops Direct has done and is doing. We've already affected thousands of police officers and the people in those jurisdictions.
You know what we've done? We've linked it up at KSFO.com. We've got all the information there because we want our listeners to participate, and this is an opportunity for the KSFO family to do what they always do, put their money where their mouth is, and support the new CopsDirect.org in addition to Troops Direct. Aaron, thanks for all you're doing, man. You've just been you're just a wonderful example of what KSFO listeners are all about.
And I'll tell you something. The police officers are blown away that we are able to give the support to them. They've never heard of something like that.
Yeah.
They're like, I can't believe this is happening.
Excellent job. That's our buddy Aaron Nairborn. Again, CopsDirect.org.